What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Saturday, NBA Talk with Jay with a special guest here as well, man. This is my guy, LJ from Houston, man. You know, obviously, y'all see the background, man. Y'all see the hat. He's over there in H Town. LJ, what's up with you, my brother? Tell the people where they can find you, what all you be having going on, everything, my brother.
Hey man, I'm glad to be here with you on a Saturday morning, J Money, trying to get this money with this NBA. It's a pleasure having me on. Thank you. And I'm just trying to get to the cash. People know how they can follow me at LJ Sports Media on Twitter. They already know. So let's get to this money, man. It's about business. Let's get
Nah,
to it.
facts. Definitely all about business, man. Shout out to the chat, man. My guy Big Blue, my guy Julius, Juju in there. I see you, man. Avery Smith said fly Pelicans fly. Shout out to the new member ZOW, COW and Nelwyn and our guy Patrick Miller as well, man. Shout out to the members as well. Gave us a ton of
Yeah.
info in last night's show, man. So the members only show college basketball, all type of shit, man. But regardless, of that, let's get to it today, man. It's all business here on the show. First game up, we're going to the streets of Brooklyn here, man. We got the Nets land 3 points at the house versus the Wizards in this one. LJ total sitting at 229. Do you think the Kyrie situation helps the Nets, or you think it hurts them right now for the short term?
Well, I think it'll bring a little bit distraction, but the fact that KD's out of that lineup, the Nets have been digressing in the most part. So I really don't think it really matters. They probably knew Kyrie was at this point anyway. It's just all
Mhm.
about coming out right now in the media, and we know about it. This could have been festered in the locker room, amongst the players as well. But at the same time, with this matchup with the Wizards, Brooklyn is in trouble. Wizards, man, they 35 and 16 first quarter to the over. 14 and 6 straight up in the last 20 in the first half. 13 and 5 straight up in the last 18 in the second half. So the Wizards have been playing some good ball right now. They won
Mhm.
six out of the last seven, 6-3 on a back to back, 7-2 ATS on a back to back, second behind the Bucks. So Wizards are in a good spot right now versus Brooklyn. They are 10-0 versus this division, 10-5 at home versus the East. But without KD in that lineup, they're 4-7 in their last 11 games. So
Mhm.
without that scoring and without that production from Kevin Durant, and we see the situation with Kyrie, he may not be up to play. He's probably 1 foot out of the door. So
Facts.
I think the Wizards smashed today, to be honest with you, Jay. I think first quarter and full game. But I'm going to just step on the first quarter because I know that the Wizards are good in that spot, averaging 32 points in their last three games in the first quarter, but Brooklyn's averaging 24. So that's a big, discrepancy in my opinion in that first quarter spread. So let's jump on Wizards first quarter +1, and I'm gonna take the money line +105.
Yeah, shit, I'll ride with you on that first quarter, man. I did bet Wizards on the full game. Now, this is a triple.
Mhm.
I think the Wizards got to come out here ready to go, LJ. Now, it's possible that they could run out of gas second half, but it's not a third game in 4 nights. It is a back-to-back, but they did have 3 days off before their last game, man. But this is a triple revenge spot, LJ. They got their ass kicked all 3 times this year versus the Nets. The first game of the season that they faced off, they got smacked by 40 points in that game, man. So they was never
Ooh.
really able to recover. KD is from Washington, D.C. It seems like every time he plays the Wizards, he absolutely goes off, man. He had 39
Mhm.
points, 28 points, and I believe 29. Regards to that, he's averaged 32.3 points per game in those three meetings, right? So a few of some one of them was with Kyrie and Ben Simmons. Another one was just Kyrie and KD, and then I believe that one of them was just with KD as well, man. But I think that the Nets are somewhat in disarray right now, and like you said, LJ, that was a key point. They may have already knew about this. This might be why they got smoked by the Celtics in the last game, down 30 points in the first quarter here, man. So I
Mhm.
think that maybe in person, I think maybe want to stay away from backing the Nets until maybe they trade Kyrie. Then it'll be a buy, or even if maybe they sit him or something. You got to look at that as well, LJ. If he's finna be get traded, he don't want to go balls to the wall and possibly get hurt as well, because they could really mess
Right.
up everything as well,
Yep.
man. Any other trade pieces, guys, keep notice as well. If somebody's finna trade for Kyrie, they probably gonna try to sit him. I always say things get real crazy around the trade deadline. Motherfucker,
Hmm.
it could be 5 minutes before the game and some shit going down, man. But I do like the Wizards today. I like them on the +3 and the money line. I do think they get some triple revenge and at least salvage one of these games this year. I believe this is the last time they facing off this year, man. So give me the Wizards +3, a sprinkle a little some on the money line, a little J Money sprinkle. I like that first quarter with you, LJ. I'll ride with you on the Wizards first quarter.
Let's
I
do
like
it.
them breakdowns and now. What you think about the first half of LJ for the Wizards?
I would sprinkle a little bit on the first half too as well. I will lean that way, but I'm just going to put all of my chips on the first quarter because that's where they're successful at, most of the season.
No, that's facts right there, man. That's facts. So and like I say, full disclosure, guys, the Nets are coming off that game where they got smacked versus the Celtics. Usually I like to back those type of teams, but with obviously with all this, with all the news and all the disarray, there's gonna be plenty of questions in the media as well. I just don't see this as a buy-on situation for the Nets, in my opinion, man, until they trade them. But it's a lot going on over there. The Wizards could cash the trifecta spot with triple revenge. They blew a 23-point lead last night as well. They were probably looking ahead to this game, guys. So Porzingis, hey, you got to come to play in this. I know Bill did kind of tweak his foot last night. Hopefully he did say he's okay, so hopefully he plays in this one. Let's see if the Wizards can get some triple revenge or if the Nets just own them, guys. But I like the Wizards in that one. Let's go over to the streets of Detroit here, LJ. We got the Pistons getting 4.5 points at the house versus the Phoenix Suns, right? Suns coming off a huge win yesterday versus Celtics. I can't believe they were getting double digits in that game, man. But now on the back-to-back spot here, do you think that the Suns can put together back-to-back performances, or can the Pistons get back-to-back wins here?
It really just depends. Both of these teams, they're really not a buy-on team in my opinion. But as far as the under, the Suns are successful in the under, especially in the first half, 35-19 to the under. But they have had a successful streak as of late. First quarter, first halves. They're 9-1 ATS straight up. First quarter, first half in their last 10 games. And they came and smacked up Boston, like you just mentioned last night. So, but on a back-to-back coming to Detroit, they may not be motivated to play this game. You got to understand, Boston smacked them in Phoenix, earlier. So they may have had that game circle motivated to come and get some revenge. But why would they be motivated to come now to Detroit and beat a lackluster team as well? And Detroit, they're 4-12 ATS in the last 16 in the first quarter. So if I had to make a bet on this game, I would take the Suns first quarter just because of how the ATS streak is for Detroit. But I really wouldn't. I'm not running to the window to make that bet. Both of these teams, they're lackluster. They're not having a successful run, and the Suns aren't a bet on team to me until Booker gets back in that lineup. So without him, I have to depend on other players stepping up and being roles that they're not really comfortable at. So I'm just going to stay away from this game, to be honest with you. I would lean to the under first half, 111, because both of these teams are averaging 26, 27 points in the first quarter, first half usually. And like I said, the Suns are successful to the under, especially at home, but they're on the road. So I really don't know what could happen today. So I just stay away from the game. But I would take a prop on this. Bridges. He's 20 plus points, 10 of his last 13 games. So if any bet I would make, I would just keep jumping on Bridges points until Booker gets back in that lineup, because he's going to have to be the leading scorer or maybe the second leading scorer on that team behind Aiden, or if Paul want to have a good night. It just depends on who's motivated to, be the man that night. But as far as Bridges, he has to be consistent until they get their lineup straight. So if anything, I would bet his points. But other than that, I'll stay away from this.
That's actually a great look, bro. Because, first off, Bridges is like an Iron Man. First off, he doesn't miss games, so I respect him for that. And like you said, so without Cam Johnson as well, Cam Johnson's still out, and Landry Shamet. So they're leaning on Bridges a lot there, man. He's a great two-way player for him as well. The Suns have won 4 straight versus the Detroit Pistons. They are 6-1 ATS last 7 games on Saturday. Let's see. Damn, I got these damn dark ass glasses on. 1-5 against the spread. The Suns are only 1-5 against the spread last 6 playing on the back-to-back, and only 1-10 against the spread last 11 in Detroit as well. Pistons, though, they're only 1-5 against the spread last 6 home games. 4-9 against the spread as well after a straight-up win. That's good for third worst in the NBA, man. So you always worry about if the Pistons can put together back-to-back great games, right? They're coming off the game versus the Hornets. It's a super tough game. I do lean the Suns. I feel like they need to stack up wins. And right now in that Western Conference, you could literally try to shoot up to number 2 seed, or you could drop all the way down to like the 8th or out of the play-in tournament. So I feel like the Suns are kind of sort of in grind mode. They have been. Now, it has come at the house. Most of those games where they were playing a lot better, but I mean, this is the Pistons. Well, I could see a nice little under type of game. Pistons aren't that dynamic scoring wise, in my opinion. They still went under their team total last night as well. Could possibly see it being an under type of game. I want to lean Suns, maybe Suns early there, but you make a good point there. Maybe just look at Bridges points in that one, man. So I know it's not something that it's not the game that I'm running to bet, to be perfectly honest with you, man. Shout out to my guy Billy in the chat, man. Let's get this cash. But yeah, any other thoughts on this one before we get to this Knicks Clippers game, my brother?
No, man, that's it. Like I said, we can move on.
Let's get straight to it. Let's go over here to the streets of Madison Square Garden here, guys. We're going to New York here. You got the Knicks getting 3.5 points at the house versus the Clippers in this one, my guy. Obviously, now huge thing this one. Jalen Brunson did have he had an illness last game, right? I mean, like I say, you can when your star players out, you can get it done for one game, but when you're starting to have to try to win multiple games, it's going to be hard, in my opinion. If they are without Brunson today, they do play the Philadelphia 76ers tomorrow. LJ, it's a tough game, but I mean, I am leaning Clippers in this one. I must say, I lean towards the Clippers in this one. That's the only way I'm looking. If Brunson's out, I gotta hop on the Clippers here. What you looking at in this one?
Yeah, I'm not mad at that look. The Clippers are a road favorite for a reason. They are they don't score a lot in the first quarter, especially the first
Mm-hmm.
half. They're only averaging 19 points in the first quarter of the last three games. But to second half, they come out and blitz you for some reason. They're 28 straight up in their last 28 games in the second half. So they are an excellent buy-on team. They come out of the halftime. I guess Tyronn Lue makes adjustments and just come out and have a whole different philosophy and dictation to the game in the second half. But we know the Knicks' first half record is decent. You know, they're 16-9 and 30. I'm sorry, 36 and 17 ATS in the first half, 20 and 7 ATS first half at home. So that's where they're successful at. But the Clippers have been playing defense, you know, late, and the fact that they have their lineup and they could be consistent every night now going towards this All-Star break, I believe they're trying to stack up wins to get into the Estelar of that Western Conference. You get what I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
say? But if I had to make a bet in this game, I would take the first quarter under because the Knicks are also averaging 24 points in the first quarter in their last three games. So I'm looking at a 43 total, first quarter total with the points in how I capped this game. So if any bet I would make, I would bet the first quarter under and then look to see if the Clippers are behind at the halftime and just smack them in the second half because
Now
they're
this
going to come back in and get back in the game, possibly win the game. But I don't see them not covering or at least not losing this game versus the Knicks. And like you say, Bronson is out. You know, that's a lot of production missing from that lineup. You know, he's the ball handler. So if he's not in that game, you know, a lot of other players got to handle the ball, and that creates turnovers, you know, empty possessions, things like that. So the Knicks are 4-1 ATS in the last five versus the Clippers. So they have that. But at the same time, Clippers 6-1 ATS in the last seven. So this game could go either way to me. But if I had to make a bet, first quarter under is what I would play.
Yeah, man, the Clippers, they've been all over the place, I must say, man. But like I say, the whole thing is on Brunson on this one, guys. If Brunson plays, I mean, the Knicks have a chance to I mean, they can match up well with the Clippers if they have Brunson, in my opinion. If he's out, I mean, obviously he's the best player on the team. I mean, in my opinion, Brunson is obviously the offense. He gets everybody else into it, and he can get buckets. Brunson is an absolute bucket, man. So I do think he'll be hugely missed in this one if he doesn't play. He's not ruled out, guys, but he did have an illness last game. First game of back-to-back. They play the Sixers tomorrow. I'm just worrying if they care more about that Eastern Conference game than they do versus this Western Conference team, man. So the Clippers, they've lost 3 straight games to the Knicks. So this is a triple revenge spot for the Clippers. It wasn't this year; it was from last year, but still, they've lost three straight to the Knicks. 6-1 against the spread last 7 games, like you said. First of a back-to-back for the Knicks, man. Like I say, man, this one's all on Brunson, in my opinion, man. Yeah. So see what happens in this one. But yeah, you make a good point. I could see the first quarter going under. It's a tough one because sometimes Knicks can't come out with something. But full game wise, I want to lean Clippers there, guys. That's the only way I'm looking at it again. I want to lean Clippers. If Brunson ends, you'll get a little bit better number as well, man. But I don't know if you guys have sensed it, but the Clippers are really like in go mode right now. They have been playing a ton of road games though. So this is the fifth game of this 6-game road trip, and it's their 9th road game out of the last 10 games as well. So a ton of road games for the Clippers. That does probably speak towards the Knicks probably having a little bit better output early as well, because when you're playing a ton of games on the road, going in different gyms, it's taking you a little time to get used to that gym, man. So Clippers full game is what I'll be looking, my guy.
But the thing about that, the thing about that also, Jay, is that the Clippers, if you look at their schedule, they don't have any back-to-backs in this month of February. Right. So I think that's gonna help, you know, Kawhi and Paul George stay in these lineups consistently and play together. Because that's the only way we're going to be able to judge that team if both of them are playing. You know, one of them sit, one of them play. We can't really gauge that team. But they don't have any back-to-backs in February. Let's see how many wins they can stack up to get back into that Western Conference.
Man, we got a great point in the chat here. Our guy Jack Falk says Rutgers and Madison Square and Michigan State are playing at Madison Square Garden right now. I'm not sure what that means for the game tonight, but could mess up a little normal routine. So that's a good look there, man. That first quarter under, it's like sorry. So look, if Brunson's out, Clippers already play really good defense. That first, it's gonna take them a little time to get in their offensive groove as well. That first quarter, you say you like first quarter under, LJ?
I like the first quarter under, and I'm almost leaning towards it. I'm almost sure I'm going to bet it. I'm almost sure, and I won't be mad at the first half too. Clippers, because they're 5-14 ATS in the first half in the last 19 games. So the Knicks can win the first half as well. Not to say it's going to be a high scoring first half, but they could win considering the horrible record the Clippers have ATS in the first half. But that second half, they're money. So I'm leaning Clippers for a game minus for 3.5. I believe they cover the spread.
No, that's facts right there. Me as well, my guys. Me as well. Let's go over here to the streets of Oklahoma City here, guys. Man, we got the Thunder here, laying 10 points. This line was at 8.5 last night, guys. It was at 8.5, up to double digits now, man. So this is a high-ass spread for the Thunder in this one, LJ. The Rockets, they 3-0 against the spread last three, 4-2 ATS last 6 games as well, man. But they hadn't really played well on a back-to-back. 0-5 against the spread last 5 back-to-backs. Do you think they can keep it within this double digits, though?
I don't believe so because this is a revenge spot for OKC. You know, they lost to us a couple of days ago, I believe. It's been recent. So they know that they're going to be looking to get back with the Rockets. They're like, I'm not betting on the Rockets until they get our backcourt back. And not to say that they can't win because they have been successful without the backcourt. You know, that's because a lot of the players are touching the ball, getting chances and opportunities to score, you know. But when you have KP and Jalen Green in that lineup, they pretty much hog the ball. They're trying to score and get numbers themselves. And other players get turnovers and loose balls. That's how they score. So I really didn't cap this game, to be honest with you, Jay, because I have no interest in it. You know, I believe Oklahoma City can win the game, but I'm not trying to dive in. You know, Rockets on the back-to-back, like you say, the horrible record that they have. The only way I would lean is towards the over because I do believe the Rockets are 2-0 to the over on back-to-backs. I do believe. I'm not sure. You know, check that for me. But that's the only way I would lean is the over. But other than that, I didn't even cap the game, Jay. I'm not really concerned about this.
Hey, definitely could see plenty of points in this one, man. One thing I can say about the Thunder was give me a little bit of hesitation here. It's the fact that they got killed on the boards last game, but that was the main thing they talked about in the post-game interview as well. It's like we know that we know we did wrong. We know we need to correct for the next game, and we'll come out and correct it. So Thunder should have revenge on their minds in this one, man. Quick revenge as well. They should be locked in to bounce back, man. 8-1 ATS last 9 home games versus losing road teams. The Thunder are, and the Rockets 1-8 against the spread last 9 road games. 2-8 against the spread last 10 in OKC, guys. So the spread has shot up 1.5 points. I do think there's a possibility that Jalen Green comes back in this. I think this is one that you kind of, especially with you already kind of missed the line from last night, minus 8.5 to minus 10. Now it's probably just best to wait to see if Jalen Green actually is going to play. Then the line will go back down to 8.5. And I like even more of Green plays because, like you said, LJ, he ball hogs the light and shoots a lot of ill-advised shots. So maybe that's why the Rockets have been playing a little bit better because they hadn't had to deal with Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green ball hogging. So, but they won't have Eric Gordon tonight for sure. So they're gonna miss his offense in this one. In theory, the Thunder should come out here and cash a trifecta spot against them if they're really pissed off. If you got revenge for them last one, the size disadvantage really showed versus the Rockets last game. But like I say, the Thunder know what they did wrong. They need to box out, make sure they get in on those offensive. Like you can't be letting Torrey Eason getting 6 straight offensive rebounds, guys. It can't fucking happen, man. But this is a small Thunder team. You know what I'm saying? You can't get easy baskets in the paint with them. So a little hesitant to lay the 10, but personally, like what my research says is that we probably should be hopping on Thunder here early and often in a smack city spot versus the Rockets here. And I can see let me just check this team total over as well, man, because if we liking the Thunder in this one, we liking to smack them. Damn, it's 121 for the Thunder, man. Shit.
Team total?
Yeah, team total is it's a high ass team total, but
so that's why I say the over. Just lead to the over.
Yeah, Yeah, no, that game probably goes over. You really could just bet the over in that one and don't even care about the spread. I see plenty of
Yeah.
points in that one, guys. So if I'm taking a side, I want to lean under first half full game, first quarter as well. But over is probably the better look in there one. You don't even care about the spread in that one, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Milwaukee here, LJ. We got the Bucks laying 5 points at the house versus the Heat. Tough game for me to figure out. I think this is a great game to watch for me personally. I'll probably not get there with a bet on this one, LJ. How you looking at this one?
I'm leaning towards the Bucks, man. The Bucks have been playing some monster ball. They're probably the hottest team in the league right now. You know, they're 11-4 at home versus the East. They're 9-4-1 straight up in their last 14 first quarters with Giannis in that lineup. The Heat, you know, they have a bad record versus the East, especially on the road. They're only 4-8 on the road versus the East. And the Heat are exactly what I was saying about the Clippers. The first half, they don't care. You know, they're pretty much a horrible team in the first half. But the second half, they're 12-3-1 straight up in their last 16. So I guess they come out of halftime on a whole different mindset and come to play ball. It's just crazy how these teams can be so different in these first or second halves. I just don't understand it. But as far as the game, like I said, I'm leaning towards the Bucks, and I'm going to get to the window first quarter -1.5 because that's where the Bucks have been successful at. The Heat are only averaging 24 points in the first quarter in their last 3 games. The Bucks are averaging 28. So that's a -4 right there differential that I can trust that the Bucks can cover that first quarter by 2 points. So I will jump on that. Before it's a full game, I'm really
LJ, you got an emergency betting alert, bro. Well, I mean, I already bet this shit, but they just saying Kyrie just got ruled out. That's probably good for them, but I know Simmons out and Kyrie. I already know this shit, man. I already like the Wizards, man. So it is what it is, man. I'm already on this shit, man. So it's off the board right now. But sorry to cut you off. I just had to let people know Kyrie is really. I shout out to the chat, man, because they be on this shit. But I did say that there was a possibility for that to happen, but regards to that, Bucks, Heat. Look, LJ, real quick, I'm leaning. So the Heat are 4-0 ATS last 4 meetings, right? But they're coming off that bad loss versus the Knicks, only 1-2 on this road trip as well. But they did beat the Bucks twice already this year without Giannis. So this is good for your first quarter because the Bucks they've been at the house chilling, right? They getting hot they getting hot in the first quarter, so they've been starting out fast, and they have double revenge as well versus the Heat this year, and this is their first game at the house versus the Heat this year, so that bodes well for your first quarter. You say you're taking the Bucks first quarter -1.5 for sure?
Oh yeah, already locked it in. You know, that's a bet that I'm usually on now since Giannis is back in that lineup, and I didn't even think about the revenge that you just said that they've already smacked up the Bucks twice without Giannis in that lineup. So he's looking forward to this matchup. They're at home, like you just mentioned. They're 5-0 straight up in their last 5 at home versus the Heat. So I'm on Bucks first quarter as well. I may get the money line. I don't trust the spread. I may just sprinkle on the money line a little bit just to get that Bucks win, you know, because they can win by 1 or 2 points. You get what I'm trying to say? Because second half, like I said, the Heat come out and be ready to ball and make it a game. So I trust first quarter. And far as a good prop bet today for this game, Jimmy Butler, 2+ steals. He's averaging 2.5 in his last 6 games. He's averaging 2.5 on the road for the season. So Jimmy Butler, 2+ steals is a prop bet that you could take in this game. But I'm on the Bucks first quarter -1.5. Already locked.
Yeah, and Kyle Lowry is out for this game as well, so that's even more. Maybe I might have to look at Butler like points and assists as well, man. He's gonna be running a lot of point guard tonight without Kyle Lowry out there. So I think Bucks first quarter is the right side, man. Somebody in chat, I don't like when people do this, man. I mean, it's probably not always on purpose, but somebody was like, Giannis is doubtful, man. I see game time decision, but I see green, so that means he's like probable. He's definitely not doubtful in this game, my guys. So that's the only thing. He says, is this Jay's real? That's my uncle right now. This now we got regulars. No, that's my
You trying to say how black people looking like, huh?
I mean, at least that I know of. I don't think he might. That's my brother from another mother though, man. But damn, Wizards -1 now. Shit, man. Damn.
Told you that's why I jumped on it.
Thanks. But yeah, first quarter Bucks, guys. That would be the top look. So yeah, Alonzo, if the first quarter is -2 at your book, I'd say shop around now. Some people only have one book, but if you are like in a legal betting state, guys, I know mine's. There's like 10 or 12 apps that you can have on your phone, man. It's all line shop. Get the best number, man. Just real quick, I just want to see because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of 1.5s out there for Bucks in the first quarter. 1.5. There's only a couple of twos out there. It's one at the most public book. DraftKings. Now there's a 2-at bookmaker and 2-at Circa as well. So Circa is super sharp books, but I mean, what you got Superbook, you got Caesars, Bet Online here. That's just from what I'm seeing on the what you call odds screens. You know what I'm saying? So you can get first quarter -1.5 with the Bucks, guys. Just shop around, man. LJ, let's go over here. Intriguing game, man. We got 4 more games, man. Let's start going through this shit, man. We got Pelicans land 1 at the house versus the Lakers. Pelicans lost 10 straight games here at LJ, and they're favored by 1. What are we doing here?
Man, I'm looking towards the under in this game. Both of these teams are under, especially in the first half. They play. The Pelicans try to play defense when they want to. They got some defensive players on their team, but their lineup is messed up. They're missing 2 of their key players, so I'm not really concerned about them. Trying to come out of this game with the Lakers. The only thing I'm really keyed on it is the Lakers is LeBron's points, pretty much. He's a 63 points away from Kareem, and I hope that he's setting it up to break the record next Thursday in LA versus the Bucks. So he may sit versus Oklahoma City. I know you mentioned that earlier in the week, so I know for sure he's going to play this game because he's always day-to-day and questionable every day. So, but at the end of the day, like we know, he will play this game. He's going to take off OKC and break that record in LA Thursday night. But far as the game, I will lean towards the full game under, but I've already jumped on the first half under 113.5 because I capped it at the Lakers are averaging 25 points in the first quarter in their last 3 games. The Pelicans are averaging 25. So that puts you at 50. You get what I'm trying to say? And the first half is 113. Yeah, I'm going to jump on the first half under. 97 is what I got as a cap. They have it at 113.5. So that's my bet. Before as the full game, I stayed off. The Lakers could win it. They could mess up and lose it. Who knows? You really can't trust them. But Davis being back in that lineup helps that rebounds and helping the other players stay off the boards because when he was out of that lineup, they were being out rebounded every single game for the most part. But he's back in there. He can control the boards and let the other players stay in their role. I like the addition to Hamachi too. He's been playing it good as well. But I'm just going to take LeBron points.
Bro, LJ, what you call cuz, bro?
I call him Hamachi, y'all. What's his name? Hachimura.
No, but like cuz said, no. I mean, I know what you're talking about. It's just funny because like everybody botched his name, man. What's called calling him Hoochie Mama, man. That shit was hilarious, man. But I know you're talking about Hachi. That shit was man, you know what? Why don't we hop on Pelicans first quarter in this one, man? I want to find some type of way to hop on Pelicans. This is just what I want to do. I like pain, I guess, man. But
yeah, you do.
This is a revenge spot, man. They lost 120-117 in overtime in LA, November 2nd. Zion did have 27 points in LA. Man, they lost 10 straight fucking games, man. See what I'm saying? They finally back at the house. The NBA kind of owes them as well, man, making them fly on the same day of a game. They know they could have postponed that damn game. But guess what? The Pelicans were down 30 points in the first half of their game. What did they do? They come all the way back to make it a 3-point game at the end of the game, man. And they were saying that Ingram didn't even step out of bounds. Whatever. Pelicans really could have had a chance to win that game, man. Lakers only 3-7 against the spread last 10 meetings in New Orleans. They're getting down there eating seafood. It's probably bubbling up their stomachs. You know what I'm saying? They don't like it.
Yeah.
Zion probably showing them some wrong restaurants to go to, man. But I want to find some type of way to hop on Pelicans here. And we saw Westbrook is questionable. He's their best player off the bench by far. Mm-hmm. I want to take Pelicans in the first quarter, and simply put, with the Lakers traveling all over the place, I believe this is the 4th game of a road trip as well. With them traveling all over the place, that's even more. Like we just said with the Clippers, it's hard for you to come out hot in these first quarters in these new gyms every single time. So I'm saying, Pelicans, if you want to get off that losing streak, you got to try to come out hot versus this Lakers team, man. So I want to take Pelicans in the first quarter, man. I know if Westbrook is out, it's something that I'll have to do. So let me see. 5th straight road game for the Lakers in this one, man. If I'm not mistaken, they hadn't covered the last few first quarters. So I know they were down 5 in Indiana. Now let's see versus New York. They've been losing these first quarters, man. They did win the first quarter versus the Knicks, though. Let's see versus the Nets. Obviously, the guys didn't play. They got smoked in the first quarter. And I think the Pelicans, if we're gonna want to get there, I want to take them in the first quarter. I do think they win this game. Definitely, that's definitely tough to get to. I hadn't did that yet, but I want to take Pelicans in the first quarter. I think that's the side in this one, guys. But let's go over here to the street. A few more games here. Let's go to the streets of Chicago here, LJ. We got the Bulls laying 4.5 points versus the Blazers. I don't have much on this one, my brother. You like anything in this game?
Yeah, I'm liking the Bulls. Yeah, somebody. Yeah.
I already know it because dog was going, hey, somebody's dog. I like that too. Let me know.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm on the Bulls, man. First quarter, -1.5, man. They've been just coming out blasting people in the first quarter, first half, bro. The 31-19-1 ATS first quarter, 13-3-1, Jay, ATS first quarter in their last 17 games. First half, 12-2 ATS in their last 14. So first quarter, first half, the Bulls have just been just blasting these teams. So in Portland, they have a horrible record in the first quarter. 2-10-1 in the last 13 ATS first quarter. 14-15 straight up in their last 19 first quarter. So I jumped on the Bulls first quarter. I believe that DeRozan and Levine can come out and smack, Dame. Dame likes to shine in the second half because they do have a good record in the second half, which they try to come back and win these games. But Portland starts off slow. The Bulls have been starting off fast. They are 8-5 to the under at home. As a home favorite, and the Portland is 13-7 to the under as a road dog. So I wouldn't talk you off the under for a game as well. But I'm just gonna bet my money on where the Bulls have been successful throughout the streak, and that's gonna be the first quarter -1.5.
Damn, I got Matt Porter says the 3-17 last 20 in the first quarter, man. So they have not been starting off high. It seems like they have to get into their shooting rhythm as well here, man. So that's a good look there, my guy. I couldn't talk you off in there. Yeah, Kuzma going off in this shit. I don't have any much on this game, man, but that's a good look. I know I want to lean to the Bulls in some type of way. The Blazers, I'm like, when you come back down from 23 points like that, man, it could be now you could stay hot. They've won they're 5-1 straight up last 6, but at least to start this game, you definitely could see them kind of a little shaky to start the game in this one. Bulls third straight home game as well, so there's definitely a spot where they're comfortable. They should be into their shooting rhythm as well. I couldn't talk you off Bulls first quarter there as well. I couldn't talk you off Bulls for full game as well, my guys. I think the Blazers might run out of gas in this one. Let's go over here to the streets of San Francisco here, guys. We got the Warriors here laying 9 points. It's up to 10 now, guys. Sorry, I still got this shit from last night, man. It's this line is up to 10 now for the Warriors, guys. It's up to double digits here. We know that Luka's not playing. He didn't even make the trip. Now, Dinwiddie is questionable as well. You see what I'm saying? Dinwiddie and Luka doesn't play. I'm definitely taking Mavs on the team total under. I'm telling you that. And they probably get smoked by 20 points in this game, man. It's not easy. Now, everybody will be on the Warriors. I can't tell you. Clay and Draymond, probably both of them may not even play, man. Why? Because they see, first off, Luka's out. The Mavs are already going to be trashing at him. If Dinwiddie's out as well, it's just like the Mavs might not touch 90 points in this game, man. So, Warriors, the only way I'm looking in this one, could be a trifecta spot. They're coming back home. They're off 2 straight losses as well. I feel like as long as Curry, Wiggins, Looney, Jordan Poole in there, they could smoke these Mavs tonight, in my opinion, man.
Yeah, I agree. I'm first half full game. I've already locked it in.
They say Dinwiddie available. They say Dinwiddie.
Well, I don't even think it's gonna matter because Golden State at home first half. That's where you bet your money on. I'm on the -6. They're 4-1 ATS in the last 5 games versus Dallas. And like I mentioned in the first half, they're averaging 67 points in the first half in their last 3 games. Dallas is only averaging 57 in the first half. And they have a horrible ATS record on the road in the first half. 7-16-2 ATS in the first half on the road. So that lets me know that I'm all on the Warriors. Luka's not playing like you just mentioned. And Luka needs help, man. I don't know what Mark Cuban is going to do with this team. He needs to try to get somebody over there that can help his superstar, because he's not going to be able to go to war every single night and be Superman. His PRA is cashing already, but what more can he do if he don't have another player that he can depend on, at least to go to the bench and get some rest? It's sort of like how he was when LeBron was young in Cleveland. He would go to the bench with a lead, and then as soon as he sit down, the lead is going down the tier. You see what I'm saying? Same way with Luka. So Cuban needs to get a player over there to help Luka. But all in all, this game, like I mentioned, I'm all on the Warriors first half full game. I'm also on Steph Curry points. He's averaging 32 and a half his last 8 games. He's averaging 5+ threes in those games. So I'm on Curry points. I'm on the first half -6 and full game -10. Lock it in, Warriors. Smack City, J Money.
Yeah, so we can give you 9.5 now. It's going down to 9.5 with that Dinwiddie news. I'll be honest, like I said, I'm a Mavs fan, but I do think they get smoked in this game, man. This is a revenge spot as well for the Warriors. They lost on November 29th. We was on the Mavs in that game, 116-113 in Dallas, man. The home team, check this out, 8-2 straight up and against the spread last 10 meetings between these two teams. So it's kind of simple as just take the home team here, guys. So like I say, maybe if Dinwiddie's playing, I'd like to see if Clay or Draymond are going to play in this one before I lay this points without with Dinwiddie in there, but we know that even without Luka, it's going to be hard, in my opinion. Without this, they won one game when they lost him. They lost him the first quarter in the versus Phoenix. They end up winning that game, but like a full game without Luka, I just don't see them getting it done. I don't see them sniffing a point spread cover here, guys. So I'm only looking towards Warriors right there with you, LJ. First half and full game in this one. I hadn't bet it yet though. Last game up here, Nuggets versus Hawks in this one, LJ. Do you like anything in this game? This is a tough one for me, my brother. What you like in this one?
I'm approaching this game the same way I just approached the last game. Nuggets, first half, full game. You know,
Okay.
they're coming out in the first half averaging 66 points in the last 3 games. And the Hawks they are averaging 62 in their last 3 as well. So I won't be mad at a first quarter over as well. I think they could cover that over first half spread as well. But I'm jumping on Denver. That's where they're successful, especially at home. They're 7-2 at home versus the East. And like I just mentioned, in the first half, 12-6 ATS in the last 18 games in the first half. Now, the Hawks are 10-18 and 1 ATS in the first half on the road. They have covered those last 3 road ATS spreads in the first half, but that record was sort of like before those games. But they're coming to Denver now. Denver's a different team. The Hawks were playing some lackluster teams to get those. I think with the Suns, the Jazz. These teams are sort of at the bottom of the West. Denver's number 1. So I don't think you're going to come into Denver mile high and smoke them in the first half like you did these other teams. So I'm on Denver. First half, -3.5, and I'm on the full game, -6. They're 7-3 in their last 10. And like I just mentioned, and also they're 18-1 straight up in their last 19 games at home. So Denver, first half, full game.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off, man. I can tell you one of the worst back-to-back teams is one of the worst back-to-back spots in the NBA is going from Utah to Denver and Denver to Utah.
Yeah.
It's back-to-back altitude. It's a horrible spot. The Hawks have had some extra motivation in this one, man. Like with Trey, when nobody on the Hawks made the All-Star game. So the last time that happened, they did make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So that could really set the Hawks off, get them going. I'm not taking them in this game. I know that for sure, but it's just, I want to see who's playing it. I know that for a fact this is not a game I'm betting. I could see the overs hidden. The Hawks don't play a ton of defense. You already even with rest, you don't play defense. Now you're on a back-to-back in altitude as well. They're only going to try to win with offense. They're not going to play much defense in this one. So I'll be looking at overs in this one, man. Like first halves overs.
Yeah.
It could be the start. First quarters overs, first half overs, and full game overs. That's what I'm looking at because the Hawks can score with the best of them, guys. The starting 5, they can score with the best of them. But like I say, their defense, they can give up points to literally anybody here, LJ. But we went through all the games, my brother. Now it's time to recap what we like in this one, my guy. What you liking on today's card? With every game, whatever you like it, my brother.
With every game, well, let's start backwards. I just mentioned Denver first half -3.5. I'm on the full game -6. I'm on the Warriors first half -6, full game -9.5. You just said the number is right now. I'm on the Bucks first quarter -1.5. I'm also on Giannis points, man. He's averaging 40 points in his last 6 games, 14 rebounds and 4 assists. Like this guy here has just been a monster. I don't know what he's trying to prove here. I already feel he's the best player in the Eastern Conference, possibly in the league, but he's just making a statement to where nobody can mess with me right now. I'm the reigning person in the East. Now, I had a question for you, J Money. Jokic has been the back-to-back MVP so far. Don't you think it's pressure on him to at least get to the Western Conference Finals to compete for a championship? Because it's sort of how Giannis was in that situation when he was a 2-time MVP, but he never made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. He went to the finals and won it. You see what I'm trying to say? So I think Jokic is in that same situation this year. You're already the best team in the West right now. You have to prove that you can make that step to the finals and defend for the Western Conference if you're going to be a back-to-back MVP. I just wanted to mention that. That was on my mind, so I just wanted to
That's
throw that
facts
out
right
there.
there. That's a fact.
But I'm on Bulls minus the half, 1.5 first quarter. Clippers Knicks first quarter under. I'm on the Suns under first half with Detroit. I'm on the under first quarter Lakers and Pelicans, and I'm on the over, and I'm on the Washington first quarter money line. And man, I got a lot of picks, Jay.
I like it. I like it.
I got
Hey,
a pick on every game.
them
So
some sharp
yeah.
picks, man.
I'm trying to get money, man. I'm on the J Money show, so I'm trying to
Man,
get money. I'm trying to
man,
cash. So
you're gonna have to come back on tomorrow, man. You're gonna have to.
yeah, seriously, we gonna cash, but those are my plays, like I mentioned. I'm all on it today. I'm trying to get this money. So thanks for bringing me on, Jay, so we can give the people some looks to see if they want to tell us, and we can make some money for them. So this is what we're here
That's
for.
facts. That's a fact right there, man. I'll be honest, guys. This was my top play today was Wizards plus a 3 and on the money line. I'll still take them. Now we could wait till Bill is ruled out. Like I told you, I'll give you all the info. He did kind of tweak his foot last night and could possibly not play. I already knew that, but he probably was going to play if Kyrie played. Regards to that, this is a Wizard type of game, man. Simple. Now they're on the other side. They could be like, all right, Kyrie's out. Let's come in ball, but I don't care, man. It's a ton of offense moves missing. Their big three is out. Kyrie, Simmons, and KD. This is the time for the Wizards to get some of their revenge over, man. They've lost all 3 matchups this year versus the Nets. The first one they got smacked by 42 points, man. See what I'm saying? I believe it was like 128 to 86, man. They got absolutely smoked. So this is your perfect time to get over on the Nets, in my opinion. I took them plus 3 and the money line. I would still take them full game, minus the 1 and a pick, plus 1, whatever. They're good. But first half as well. I'm adding the first half, man. I'll take the Wizards money line in the first half as well. If they're not winning at the half, then they probably not winning the game, in my opinion, man. So Wizards type of game for me. I'm on them already plus 3, but I'll take the first half as well. Wizards money line and Elwin. Let's see. In the Suns game, I want to lean Suns, and Elwin hadn't played it. I lean Clippers as well for the full game versus the Knicks. We waiting on Brunson. Thunder, I'm leaning trifecta spot for the Thunder, man, and the full game over in that one. The Bucks first quarter will probably be my top play in that game. Pelicans, man, I do think the Pelicans get the win today, but the top play in that game will be Pelicans in the first quarter on the money line in that one. They got to start out hot. If they don't start out hot, they're not win the game, man. Bulls versus Blazers, got to look at Bulls first quarter as well. And that Warriors game, it's going all over the place. I still lean Warriors first half and full game in that one personally, guys, and Mavs team total. Even with Dinwiddie coming in, I still lean Mavs team total under as well. And the Nuggets Hawks, I'll be honest, I don't have much of a lean on that one, man. But that's the show. We've been in here 42 minutes, guys. I'm finna chop the show up. So people that's going back watching it, you can go to whatever game that you like, man. If you like as well, man, join the channel as a member. I can't talk you off, man. Doing night shows every single day. It's a lot of perks to becoming a member, in all honesty. But you got access to the night shows. We got a little community chat as well over this on this same YouTube channel. So join the channel as a member, man. It's literally $3.99, my guys. So let's get this cash, man. We will win today. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you like the show, hit the like button, man. We out. Go follow my guy LJ on Twitter as well, my guys. What's one more time? What's the handle, LJ?
At LJ Sports Media on Twitter.
LJ at LJ Sports Media. He changed it. It used to be LJ from Houston, man. But let's get this cash, man. We'll be back tomorrow as well, man. Trying to get some cash Monday through Sunday, guys. Working for you guys. Hit the like button, man. Share the show as well if you can. Let's eat. We out. Let's fucking go.